So welcome back to episode 7 of our podcast. I know we say it every week, but it's another episode.
I know, another episode. Here we are again.
So how has your week been?
Yeah, good. It's been a weird week. I feel full of the cold, but as always, just busy and powering through. How about you?
You are a soldier. You really are. You just get on with it.
Just get on with it.
Which, yes. Yeah, I've been doing the last part of my meditation training. I've still got lots of coursework to do, but it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And also, it was also how you saw how it all got pieced together. So it's been a busy week as well, because I've had that plus my normal job plus being a mom.
Yeah,
there's
a lot going on.
Yeah, all good.
I have been really interested in this with your meditation journey and your training. Obviously, when you're training for something new, there's a lot of information to take on, and obviously it's an added load.
Yeah.
But is it more relaxing because it's meditating?
Yes, I would say so. Yeah, because it's very, very interesting as well.
Yeah.
To see, especially because, as meditators go, I'm probably really quite new to it compared to a lot of people who have done it, become teachers. But it's really changed my life. So I feel like that has, I've seen how, sort of, it isn't a placebo, that it's really what has, the changes I've found. I've learnt so much more about how so many people and why it's been around for thousands of years. So yeah, I've loved it. So the first part was probably a bit more relaxing because it was doing meditation, a
bit more practical.
But this one was much more like I had to do a talk and I had to run a class. So obviously, when you're running a class, you're not meditating because that would be unsafe. So I'm keeping an eye on. But obviously, it was with all the other students and the teachers, so it was nerve-wracking. I don't really get nervous, but I was nervous because you want to do well, don't you?
Yeah, and you would be nervous. You're doing something for the first time in front of, I guess, your peers.
Yeah.
But yeah, good.
Yeah,
well done. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
And it actually leads quite well into this week's episode.
It really does, yeah. So this week, do you want to?
Yes, this week we are doing the wellness overload. Are we being sold a self-care fantasy?
I love this.
Yeah, me too. I've got a lot of opinions on this.
Yeah, I have, but also if you're selling it, I'm buying it.
Yeah. Well, we are a seller's dream.
We are, but what we need to think about is: are we actually improving our lives, or are we just chasing another wellness trend? Because there are so many, and they come and go, and I feel like I get on board with them all.
Yeah. I feel like I've got a lot better, but initially I'd be like, oh yeah, I need that. As soon as someone said, this benefits you in any way, yeah, I'm getting it. But you do need to remember that is, like it says, it's a 5.6 trillion global business, so there's a lot of money to be made in it.
It is.
And it's looking at, is it really benefiting me? Can I get it through a cheaper version? Can I do it? And is it sustainable?
Yeah, and it's also, is it really health, wellness, self-care, or are we just spending more? And why has this come about? I don't know. Again, I don't want to go back on age every week and talk about the same thing, but I do think, are these things happening now because I am this age and that's what I notice more, or are these things happening more now because that's a byproduct of, I honestly think, and I've noticed this in my business, people are more interested in their health since the pandemic.
Oh yes, I would agree with that.
Everybody wanted to lose weight with me before because they didn't like what they saw in the mirror or how their jeans fit, whereas now 90% of my clients want to lose weight from a health point of view.
Yeah, I totally get it. And I think that obviously there's a lot more awareness, like we say every week, by having the internet, podcasts, everything is making people more aware of things. But I would say that trends have always been around. Like when I was younger, because I've been on a diet for my whole bloody life, it was like, I don't know whether you remember, everything was low fat.
Yeah.
I used to do it with my mum, the Rosemary Connolly diet, where everything had to be less than 5% and you'd be checking it. Then, you've got all of these products that say that they're healthy and they're not, and it's all just branded that way. So I think it's always been about, but it's just got more and more, and then people bring it to life, which probably isn't real life, by creating reels that just look like pure bliss, and you're like, that isn't really how that person lives. I'm not convinced, you know. Everything has a consequence. So if you're getting up at 4, you need your head testing. You need your head testing, in my opinion. I don't see how that could be
healthy.
No.
It's weird, isn't it? But it's like going back to what you said about obviously Rosemary Connolly and everything being less than 5% fat. I think things like that do evolve, and that's what we were taught then. But then it was like, I don't know, you could talk about how having too much protein would be not good for you, but now it's like have the carnivore diet. Then it's be vegan.
And money jumps on it, don't it?
Yeah.
Because then you see, you know, high protein, and to get away with saying high protein, it doesn't. It is, you know, like if you look at baked beans, you look at bread, that's all got protein in.
Of course, yeah.
You know, spinach has got quite a bit of, you know, it's
just all marketing,
it's
isn't it?
all
like
marketing,
bagels, protein bagels, and I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
It's a bagel.
Yeah. But a lot of people do,
me
included.
And people are easily influenced by that because they're being fed that is what they're supposed to have. And it's like, you know, you're going back to like the Rosemary Connolly, the 5% fat, then we were sold these ready meals because it was all done for you, the calories and your macros were worked out, but now that's all ultra processed. We shouldn't be having that. It's not.
I've been reading actually,
and I do genuinely think
ultra processed people. It's fantastic, the book.
Oh really?
Yeah, absolutely fantastic.
I'll have to get it off you when you finish. But I do I think there is a lot of truth in that, and the foods that you eat and how that affects you and your overall
what
health
you eat has such a huge impact on how you feel, and how it affects your body mentally, physically, both ways.
And we don't have I'm always learning, we don't have Chris has been really reading up stuff on ultra processed foods, and he'll tell me stuff, and I've always bought the low fat margarines,
you should be having
skimmed milk, you know, things like that, low fat yogurts. And he's like, why are you buying this? It's full of crap, look at it. And then I looked, there was one day I was stood in the shop and I looked at the yoghurt and I thought, oh, I don't want to get the full fat version. He's adding more calories to my dinner because I'm freaking out about calories. And then I looked and I thought the calorie difference was 10, but the sugar content in the low fat version was more than double.
Yeah.
And I thought
it's all the
madness.
Extra, isn't it? It's all of the extra
additives and
chemicals really that they're putting in it. You know, so I think what people tend to say is really ultra processed food is not food.
No, it's not.
And they debate. They're stop calling it food because it's not food.
And it's you jump onto a trend of sourdough bread has become popular. We love sourdough bread. We've been buying it for a long time, but now we're noticing that when we're buying, there's a bigger range here in the supermarket of sourdough bread. The one that we normally get isn't here. Let's get this one. And then you look at the packaging and there's 20 other ingredients and maybe 2% of sourdough, and you're like, it's not even sourdough, they've just wrote it on the packet.
Yeah, that's right.
It's just
so I think you can't get away in this world we live in from process, but the more what's fascinating about this book is the bloke isn't trying to tell you what to do, he's just saying that people should be more aware,
educate.
And obviously a lot of people will say, but it costs more to eat more, but what he's saying is, why is it? It's because of there's only so many big companies that rule the world really with the food market, and they're selling because it's easier to make. They're selling you all this ultra, but if that didn't exist, you could change things. But anyway, that's a whole episode in itself with food. But
we love saying that.
Yeah, I know. I say it every episode.
We love saying that. Then we don't create an episode about it. We'll need to.
But we can make a note.
But I wanted to say there was something on the news last week, and I was absolutely disgusted. I was driving home from school, and they were saying how they're now lab growing food, and they're taking it from cells from plants and animals to grow our food in labs. And I'm like, absolutely not. I'd rather starve.
Well, if you read the book, it'll probably put you off for life.
No, I thought there's no way.
With all these emulsifiers in it, some of it's like slime and it's not pretty, and it's definitely made me look at food.
But I feel like ultra processed foods has become a hot topic, and it is all around this wellness trend, the same as having magnesium, having your ice baths, having, I don't know, 10 hours sleep, getting up at 4 a.m, meditating, doing a half marathon. What else?
I think that it's defining the difference between, like, I do agree about the ultra processed food, like it's another trend, like, you know, you've got all these blood sugar things as well, and there's so many different things that people do, but I think that it's trying to sort of sift out what is just like a trend.
Yeah.
And is it improving my life, or should I be more aware of this?
Am I just being sold to?
Yeah.
It's like you open Instagram and you see green juices,
matcha
powder,
pistachio,
hair supplements.
Yeah.
It's just
vitamin
constant,
after vitamin.
Yeah, meditating for an hour before you get out the door.
Yeah.
All of these things that would be amazing
in the real world.
But that's a full-time job.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing, what I really want to try and get across, like when I start properly teaching my meditation, is this doesn't need to be a wellness trend. This can be your way of life going forward.
Yeah.
And it doesn't need to look pretty. You don't need to be in a yoga pose. You could just be sat here right now and just think, right, I'm going to breathe for 10 minutes and just take this time for me, and, you know, look within yourself without going too deep. But it's not too deep within yourself. I'm on about, you know, I don't want to make this all about meditation, but I think that, you know, it's something that costs nothing. Mm-hmm. And can be done anywhere. Anyone can do it, and it isn't just a trend.
No.
So, but you might see people in this perfect yoga position, this perfect tranquil room. You know, you can do it on the train with your earphones in. So I think that, it's sifting out what is a trend to try and sell me something.
Yeah.
And what is actually going to benefit me.
Improve your quality of life.
Yeah. And be able to sustain. I think that is the
course.
key. So when I next jump on a trend, I'm not saying I'm not gonna, because I do. I see people do 7-day trials and then I forget to cancel them, and I'm gonna do that, and I'm a sucker for it. But then, you know, it's doing your research, and in particular with like vitamins, you know, like I think like people sell drinks, don't they, like.
Like shots of like ginger and
seeing like what is
boosting.
actually in it. Could I just do it myself? I know that there's the ease, or
do I actually need
it? Like say for example some like magnesium things. You know, you half the time it don't have that much magnesium in.
This is the thing. It's all those drinks now, isn't it? Like you've got Trip. I don't know. That's the first one that come to mind because that's one of the ads that always pops up. But there's a lot of things like that now, and that's to me, a trend.
Yeah, there's a lot of synthetic things that you could... And I know that people that are listening to this might think, oh yes, 1-to-1 is ultra-processed, because technically it is classed as ultra-processed food, but when you look at ultra-processed food, in general, it's designed to make you want more.
Yeah.
And very, very lack of nutrition.
Yeah, which is the opposite.
You know, whereas with the products, don't get me wrong, they're nice, but they are not something you're going to want to keep eating. They're not designed to make you keep thinking, I need more. And they serve a purpose,
I don't know, have you had the strawberry and apple oat bar?
I'm not that keen.
I love it.
Fruit and nut, but do you know what I mean though?
I'm joking.
It's like if you eat a bag of crisps.
It's not addictive.
Your sugars
are not
go
addictive. They're lovely, they're great, they serve a purpose, but they're not addictive.
Yeah.
And yes, they are ultra processed in the terms of
they're
not grown, and they're made in a warehouse from multiple ingredients, but those ingredients are there. They're like the key nutrients to, you know, support somebody with a weight loss journey.
Yeah. And it's weighing up what you're eating before.
And it's like, is that serving you now to get you from A to B to then go on? And like for me, like it helped me re-educate my food choices, my eating behaviours, years worth of...
It gives you a reset, don't it?
I feel like how I eat is different, and how food makes me feel is different.
Yeah, absolutely, I totally agree. And I think that it's very hard to do that, you know. I was saying this with one of my clients yesterday. So I'm also doing food addiction. So I don't do things by halves, do I?
Just do it all.
So this psychology thing. But, you know, I know this is said a lot, but with food, it is the only real addiction where you've still got to navigate how to incorporate it.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm not saying it's the hardest, but I'm saying, you know, everything else you can say, I'm just not doing it again. Whereas with food, you've got to think, I need to really control this addiction, especially with ultra-processed stuff and that. But I've also still got to eat. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's...
and especially with...
And one-to-one for me, by far, exceeds everything.
And I think it is especially hard with, you know, an addiction with food, specifically with ultra-processed food. That is so hard to just stop because... like the sugar cravings,
and it's in so much.
Yeah,
it's so much what people
and it's
have.
there to hook you in, so you keep buying it, so you keep feeding into that industry, and it's hard because that, you know, as a person that's battling with their weight and trying to stop this food addiction, but they're
tying all the emotional, you
yeah,
know, need of you.
exactly, and it is
Physical and emotional.
a real problem.
Yeah, and I think that, you know, the products serve a really, really good purpose.
Yeah, they do, and I think from that point of view, you know, being able to press that reset button and eliminate all food and kind of reprogram yourself mentally and physically,
Yeah,
it does help. And then
hugely helps.
yeah,
hugely
it does.
helps.
And it's finding, you know, what trends out there are bullshit and what ones are actually legit and are going to help you.
Yeah, that's right. So is it, you know, like going back to say meditation, I know that I'm going to be a meditation teacher that I will charge from, you know, my service. I do want to do it voluntary for places as well, because I love it, but, you know, it is also my time and, you know, and everything, but, you know, it's to try and teach people a way going forward, you know, whereas what I'm trying to say is that really look at what you're being sold and who's the winner here.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a bit like, you know, if you're just signing up, like, things come at a cost, basically, for things, of course. Like, I've invested a lot of time, everything into, you know, and money into becoming a teacher. So what I'm trying to say is, if you're just buying a shot of something, who is the real winner? Could I be buying that for a quarter of the price and get it in like a natural food?
Yeah, could you make it yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that sort of thing, if that makes sense, like the alternative.
Yeah. And I think that's what it's all about. It's about finding like a self-care routine rather than a wellness trend that works for you and your life. And it can be something as simple as, like, for me personally, it's making sure I exercise 4 times a week.
Yeah.
I don't know why that number. That's just my number.
Yeah, what you like.
That's my number I like to work towards. I like to do it. It makes me feel good. It's... even when I don't want to do it and I really have to force myself to do it, I always feel better for it afterwards.
Yeah,
it's
you're never going to regret that.
That's almost like my form of meditation.
Yeah.
It's where I go and switch off and I'm just me on my own with my headphones. I have my music so loud that people try and talk to me sometimes in the gym and I can't even hear them.
Yeah.
I'm in my own
switching
world.
off from the
world.
world.
I'm switching off and I'm getting on and I'm working on doing something that makes me feel good. But that's for me, like, my overall wellness. Like, I'm really more in tune with the fact that I am getting older and how important it is to take care of yourself inside and out. Like, mentally it helps me, but physically I know it helps me. I know, like, as women especially, we degenerate quicker, like osteoporosis, various different things, and I know that I want to stay strong, I want to stay healthy, I want to look after my heart, I want to do all of those things, and I feel like that to me is my wellness.
Oh yeah, and it's a brilliant one. And, you know, I'll do my walking every day, and it's just a lifesaver for me. And again, I'm getting out, it's free, you don't have to, like, get to a location. I'm not saying it's the only thing, but it's something that I feel that if you've got the mobility, just get out and, you know, get some. You can't beat that, you know, getting
outside in the fresh air.
Yeah.
And, like, we've spoke about this before, but, like, love going on walks with Chris. That's where we have some of our best chats, because you're not distracted by anything else in the house or by your phone or anything else that's going on. You're just walking. Yeah, and it's that
rhythm and everything that, you know, so there's things you can do that cost nothing, basically, that you're still looking after yourself. And yeah, I
And
think it's finding something that you can sustain as well.
Instead of getting hooked into, and a lot of
Quick
these things
trends
might not be a trend. It might just be the world is evolving and people are more aware of things and putting products on the market. But it's about not getting so easily sucked into everything, which we are big suckers for.
And I'm not saying I never won't, but I think I've definitely become much more aware.
Yeah, and it gets to a point when, like, how many supplements are too many supplements? And which supplements are counteracting the other ones? It's like, what? Literally, you could take an hour in the morning to take all of the things that Instagram's telling you need to take.
Yeah.
And
and the thing is, it goes back to this, don't it? I was just having a look at this of, how much pressure people feel then.
Yeah.
Again,
because
it's
everyone else
comparison.
is doing it,
It's like that person's getting up at 5, they've got it all together, they've exercised, they've meditated, they've journaled, they've done all of this before 6 o'clock.
Hot lemon and honey.
Yes, and I'm just like a wreck of a woman in the morning, and it's like, then they do all the, like, you see it, don't you, people's 10-step routine in the morning, and you're like, don't compare to them people. I'm not saying that there isn't the odd person that's like that, but in general, very few people. So don't compare, just do it on, what works well for you, like what actually matters and makes a difference, which sort of leads into what you've just said about, you with your exercise. It ticks so many boxes, don't it? For me as well, I need some movement. I would really like to get into the gym, I've got to admit. That's something you will see evolve over time. But let me just get this bit out of the way. But I still keep to my movement every day. I know what makes me feel better. I love a drink, but I know that if I was to drink, all the time, I'd feel like shit all the time.
Of course.
So I think definitely you find that balance, don't you?
It is, and it's like having that moderation, but it's with everything, isn't it? It's like you can so easily become addicted to everything, even like the exercise point of view. It's like, when you've
got that addictive personality, even with like good things, it can become a bit too much.
But it's like things like, I would love to know how many people have bought an ice bath over the last 18 months and how many times have they
I've
actually
researched
used
it a lot.
Yeah.
I haven't actually ended up buying it, but
what have you ever bought in the past that's been like the new wellness trend or whatever that you've bought and then never used?
If I had to be perfectly honest, the walking pad.
Really? Mine is similar. It was a political trainer.
Oh yeah.
Is that what they're called? It looks like a skier.
Yeah.
I bought one of them years ago, and I thought, this is just gonna not get used. I thought, no, I'm going to use it. It was used as a coat hanger.
Yeah.
I just hung
I had it there. So I did use it for a period of time. But then I thought, you can't beat getting outdoors.
No,
even with like it pouring with rain, that doesn't bother me anymore. It would have before.
Yeah.
But it's just that freedom, especially when you work from home. So it's and I would say I've bought loads of sort of fitness things over the years.
I've got something great. I've just remembered something weird that I got delivered. I don't even know where I got it from. Voucher. I don't even know how I'd got this email, but it was basically, oh my God.
Sounds like me already, but carry on.
A bum lifting pad.
Oh God.
So if you remember years ago, and I had these, probably when I was in my early 20s, this little pack that I got out the Freeman's catalogue, and you opened this box up, and in there were like these pads that you put on.
Oh, I used to have.
To give you abs.
Was it called Slender Toe?
Yeah.
Where you put it. Mine was about, and it'd like give you contractions. I used to have
pads.
that.
So I had that, and this is what this thing.
Sounds similar.
This thing is the same, but it's like a sticky pad that goes on your bum, and you basically wear it all day, and it gives you the equivalent of doing like 1,000,000 squats in an hour. So you get like the perfectly round bum. But I've never used it, so I can't say if it works or not. But yeah. More shit
in that moment, you just think, right, I want that. That's going to be the answer.
Oh God, yeah, I could have that bum. I'm going to order that.
Yeah. That is, I'd say, like, if I look back, like, I even ordered in here like a really good treadmill, and then it arrived, and Jasmine was like, that will break the floor in there. It can't have that weight. And this seems like another walking pad episode, and I was like, yeah, you're right. So I did send it back. So I thought, if it breaks the floor,
you'll be in trouble.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that you don't need to be spending it. Obviously, these things might help people. I'm not saying they don't. you know, I've been very tempted with the Peloton.
Yeah. I can't say I have, but only because I learned last time with the epileptical trainer that I'm not going to do it.
I'm very much like, once I've got sorted with my courses, because that's taking up a lot of my free time, I'm going to find the time to join a gym.
Yeah.
There's a lovely gym at Resorts World at the top, and Santai Spa, which looks so
it does
blissful.
look nice there.
So I was thinking of joining there and having that as well as obviously exercising, but also as like some downtime.
It's nice, like, especially because same as you, I work from home and everything is at home. So
That's open
for
24
me,
hours as well.
It's nice to get away and be out of the house to do something.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that was similar to the walking pad thing.
Yeah.
That, I mean, fair enough, if you're working all day, you're working in the city centre and then you come home, it's probably the last thing you want to do is go out for a walk because you've been out all day. Yeah. Whereas with me, it wasn't getting me out of the house.
Yeah.
So it defeats the object as well.
And then what about, like, from a more, like, beauty kind of trends? Like, so for me, collagen, I think you could see as a trend.
Yeah.
It's a big one. It's one that's been around for obviously a long time. It's one that I've been taking, I would say, for at least the last 3 years. Does it make a difference? I honestly don't know, but I'm too scared to stop it. And then my new one now is, it's like your Instagram is inside your head.
Oh, yeah.
It starts showing you things that you hadn't even thought about, and then you're like, oh, I need...
So clever, isn't it?
So the one that it's got me hooked on now is creatine.
Oh, yeah.
Which...
What does that actually do?
I don't really know.
I hear of people having it all.
I think it's to do with how your muscles recover after a workout and how you fatigue. So I thought, right, okay, I need this. So I've got that. Don't know what it's doing, apart from making me feel really dehydrated when I have it.
Oh, Jesus.
And the new one that keeps popping up, and it often comes up with a quiz like, are you this? It's cortisol. Do you see it going on about cortisol?
I know that I hear about cortisol
all the time.
Just meditate and that brings your cortisol down.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Don't need these things.
It's, a lot of it is stress. But yes, it's definite. Actually, with the collagen, I'm not going to say the name of the company, but I started collagen. She said that I last ordered in 2023. I hated the taste so much.
Right.
And then so I stopped it. And then they rang me actually yesterday and said, did you want to restart? We've like done the formula. It's like a very well-known one. But I thought, I've done without it till now. So
yeah, this is it. You know, you think, what is it actually? Like, I'm trying a different one at the moment. I was using the same one for years, and now I'm trying a different one, and it's a different formula. It's a powder versus a gel. It's got no taste. The only issue for me is I forget to take it because it's not as convenient to mix a powder into something as it is to just drink the gel. So then I'm thinking, is this even doing anything?
Yeah.
Why am I wasting my money? Like, it's expensive.
It does. It ends up being a lot, don't it?
Yeah.
Because a lot of these things are on subscription.
Well, yeah, I was paying like £60 a month for the gel one. Then I managed to get them down to 40, and I was paying that. But this new one that I found was like £23, and it's a one-off.
Yeah.
But you
and
know,
that's on top of everything else.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money, isn't it?
And then
to
it's
say,
like the
wow.
skincare externally as well as internally. So it's like your beauty balms and whatever you're using. Like,
I've only just got into skincare. No, I was just on about with skincare. Like my little cousin who's 12, she does TikTok, and she's got like this like practically 10-step skincare, and I'm like, but really expensive
trend.
Stuff. Yeah, that's
a real trend for the kids to be like that, because my kids.
Because their skin is flawless.
Yeah,
You know?
my kids are the same. Like even Kane, and it's
Really?
like it's not just their skincare. They've got the gua sha, the face roller. They've got the way they massage the things in. They've got the tongue scraper, the certain toothpaste, the £10 mouthwash, and I'm like, what the flip?
I know. I only used bloody Nivea until
Well, yeah, you were like so
the weekend.
Yeah, basic.
But
with it,
now I've changed my skincare. I wouldn't say it's really made any difference with my skin, if I'm honest, but I feel like it's such a lovely act.
It's a self-care act.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So again, it's weighing it
I'm
up.
glad you said that, because I was interested to know, because I know you've always been a big advocate of just you've used your Nivea to take your makeup off, to moisturise, that's it. And then you like started branching out into other things.
Well, I went on
a difference.
Yeah, I went on. We won that spa thing, didn't we? At Champneys. And when she did the facial, she was like, she literally was like this. She was like, asking what's my skincare, and I said
Nivea.
I just use the blue Nivea. Like, it's a specific one as well, just the blue Nivea. And she was like, yeah, but what's your actual routine? Like, what do you use to tone and cleanse? I said, just Nivea. And she was like, she was really, really took aback. And then when she did it, then she was recommending this Elemis stuff. And then I just fell in love with the smell. And then I thought, well, why not give it a whirl? Stop being so stubborn now. So I tried it and I love it, but I genuinely don't think it's made any difference.
See, I used to always use micellar water, just basic micellar water, to take my face off at the end of the day. And then someone who I'd gone to for a facial had said, that's so bad for your skin, I can't believe you're using that. You should use the Elemis Beauty Balm. And I was like, okay, I'll buy
cleansing one.
Yeah. So I bought it. I don't know if it's made a difference. It all takes the stuff off, but I'm the same as you. It's the act of doing it. Like, at the end of the day, it's like part of my, like, I guess that's part of my wellness routine. It's like my hair's scraped back.
Yes.
Do the beauty balm or the whatever it's called, cleansing balm. The smell of it is so lovely.
Yeah.
It feels like you're in a spa. I instantly feel like calm.
It does. It makes
relaxed.
me feel calm, and I think that's what I've been sold on, definitely. And I think that because I also got sucked into these, like, in my bathroom, you might have seen there's like a wooden box.
I was going to say this before I'd nearly died.
And they're like flannels, but they're like throwaway.
Yeah.
They must be, done in a environmental way, and I love it. I put that under really hot water and then put that on, and it's just, it just calms me. But I do actually, I think they're called the Clean Skin Club.
Yeah.
But I think they are probably more aimed at people that struggle with, like, spots and things like that.
It's like the hygiene of it,
because it's supposed to be that towels very quickly get mould on. And
well, you're reusing the same cloth or things like that.
But anyway, I got sucked into it. I bought absolutely tons of them, so I've got to use them.
But it makes you feel bougie.
But
at the end
it
of the
does.
day.
It does make me feel
doing
nice.
the cloth out of the bamboo box. That is definitely, that's on my list.
Yes.
And also, I want one of those cryo masks, the shark one.
Oh yes, I know Gem's got one of them. I don't know whether it's sharp, but I know I saw her with it.
I really want one.
Yeah.
I mean, I see people, they're a bit extreme, they take it and they're on their flight with it, and I think, how they'd be asked with that getting through your passport
What
control
is it
and
meant
whatnot.
to do?
I mean, there's different settings on it, so it's all about the LED light therapy. So you've got things for like blemishes, inflammation, fine lines, any redness, lots of different treatments, cooling, so you can do cooling into the eye. Like, I really, really, really want one. It's Mother's Day soon.
If you're watching, Chris.
FYI, mind you, when does this episode come out? It might be too late.
Yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah. Oh yeah. To be fair, it's not that. Probably don't interest me.
I mean, that would probably interest me for a while. I'd maybe use it every day and think, oh, this is dead good. But then I'd be like, I ain't got time for it. It's like going back
But then also, the more you add to your routine,
like
the more then you worry to stop.
Yeah. I mean, I bought, again, lockdown purchase. What do you call it? Lumi face thing? The face cleansing brush.
Look at.
Well, that was expensive. It was nearly 300 quid. And it just sits on my sink in the bathroom. I cannot tell you the last time I used it. I used it religiously when
It's
I
a
first
bit
got
like kitchen products, isn't it? They just take up space.
Yeah. I might start using it again today, actually.
Okay. Yeah. Let me know that you have.
I will, yeah.
So in a roundup to these.
In a roundup, yeah.
I think that what I would say is do what you really truly think makes a difference. And also, I know I keep saying it, but that you can sustain.
Yeah.
Because like you said with the mask, yes, it might improve a little bit, but can you really find that extra time every day? Yes, if you can, fine.
Yeah.
And like I say, like with my skincare, for example, that does bring me a really good structure to the end of my day.
Yeah.
And it does make me feel happy. So, but you can also find happiness just with a nice warm cup of tea. So, we don't need to give in to all trends.
All the trends, no, we don't.
And some trends are beneficial.
Yeah, it's just finding the ones that are for you.
Yes.
And not just getting sucked into what everyone else is doing.
It's that impulsive.
Yeah.
Like that. Straight away, oh yeah, I've got it.
Yeah.
Everything's so quick now, isn't it?
It is.
And I tell you what's, you know, I don't go on it as much, but TikTok is a sucker for that. It will keep bringing you TikTok shop of things that it believes you need.
Like 2-piece sets. I mean, this isn't from TikTok shop, but similar sets are available.
But also it does loads of like, you know, face masks and oh, that's another thing that I bought recently, a snooze band.
A what?
It's like an eye mask, but it's got earphones in. So I listen to my audiobook or something when I'm falling asleep. So yeah, Jasmine's
There's a lot
about
out
it,
there.
but yeah,
It's where you put in all these things.
yeah, and it's a lot of money. So yes,
It is.
Okay.
But yeah, should we leave that there?
Yes. So let us know your thoughts
Yeah,
on.
and let us know in the comments if there's any crazy wellness trends that you've been suckered into, or things that you've bought that never actually used or needed in the first place, because it's always fun to hear.
Yes, that we're not alone.
Yeah.
Yes.
See
Until
you
next time.
Bye.
Bye.